days until Ironman Louisville 2010. Thanks for checking out the video here. Click on over to ironbrandon.com and just take a look around, see what the site's about. You can follow all my podcast episodes. You can follow the lead up to the show, all the articles I post apart from the lead up to Ironman Louisville 2010. And if you want to leave me a comment or contact, get in touch with me, just click the contact me link up at the top of the page. Anyway, like I said, today's 24 days to go until Ironman Louisville. If you've been following the videos thus far, you know that I had a little bit of dead legs at the end of last week, and I think that I'm, well, shall we say 65-70% over that now, so it's starting to feel good. This evening, it was supposed to be this morning, I had a ride, but this morning when I got up at 4:30 and as soon as I went outside at like 5:15, I was getting rained on, there was thunder and lightning, so I postponed until this evening. Unfortunately, the weather here in New York City held off, so I went out this evening, hour-and-a-half ride in the big chain ring, kind of pushing in bigger gear, being very consistent and staying in heart rate zones 2 and 3 for an hour and a half. Went very, very well. My legs felt good. I was just being really solid on the way down. So basically I took the West Side Greenway, the Manhattan Waterfront Greenway here in New York City, which is just straight down from the northern tip of Manhattan Island all the way down to the Statue of Liberty, and it actually winds back up around the east side of the island. But for what I did was just go down the west side, and felt really good. On the way down, I had a pretty stiff headwind. I don't want to venture a terribly accurate guess, but it's probably something in the neighborhood of 15 miles an hour, 10-15 mile an hour, really steady wind, so a headwind, and it was not a lot of fun to push into, but I just focused on, really staying consistent, keeping my pedal pressure very consistent, winding all the way around the entire circumference of the crank, and it felt good. I felt I was definitely putting the burn on my legs, but I didn't feel like I was overdoing anything. And when I did feel myself hitting that lactate threshold, I backed off and stayed well within myself. So that felt good. Then on the way back, I got the treat of running with the headwind, or excuse me, with the tailwind, that same headwind that was taking me out. It had died down a little bit because the sun had gone down. Not like it had set, it was still light-ish outside, but it had gone down enough that the wind had kind of died down a little bit. It wasn't being kicked up so much by the bright sunlight. So it felt great to really get that wind at my back, and I think for the majority of the big bulk of the lap back north up island, if you will, I've had probably a 24 mile an hour average. So that was good. But again, I'm trying not to pay attention to pace, just trying to pay attention to perceived effort and stay within myself, because when I get into Louisville, when it's race day, or for that matter, for this weekend, this Saturday, I have a 6-hour ride followed by a 45-minute run, so a 6/45 brick. I need to stay within myself, because there's no point in going out and racing my workouts, which is what I have a tendency to do. I'm well aware of that about myself, and that's what got me into the dead leg situation last week in the first place. But anyway, not a huge deal. I have one thing I mentioned yesterday on my video that I did get to try out for the first time today. These are my Pivlock V90 Max sunglasses. They're absolutely fantastic. I wore them for the first time this evening. I'm going to give a full review on the site, but if you're like me and you don't want anything in your periphery, there's no frame on these. They're all lens. And to swap out the lens for, like I say, a clear lens or rose-colored lens, all you do is that. Take these off, the stems right off. It's just amazing. I like them a lot. I'm excited to use them. I'm excited to have them. And so yeah, look out for a full review of those. But I mentioned them yesterday. I wanted to show them to you today. They have a nice full coverage. Stay away from your face enough to let plenty of ventilation. Unfortunately, I still sweat like crazy. So there's nothing that can be done about that except for riding in cooler weather, which we don't have right now. But in general, they're great glasses. I really like them a lot. I'm excited to race with them and get some more rides in with them. Apart from that, I found out today, it's not today that I found out, but a couple weeks ago I got, about a month or so ago, I got Continental 4000S tires, clinchers. And I got a tear in one, and the tear in these particular tires developed from the inside, and these are really highly rated tires, very lightweight, very grippy, very low rolling resistance, just really great tires. And the tear developed on the inside, and I then turned around and said to Continental, because it had passed the amount of time where I could talk to the retailer, I said, hey guys at Continental, how are you? Is there any way that this can be replaced? This was not a road hazard thing or anything like that. They wrote back saying, it looks like it is a road hazard, so no, we're not going to replace it. So dealing with that, because I really like the tire, their customer service, a little bit to be desired, but what are you going to do? Tires, I guess, are consumable, so I will see what comes of it, because there was no road hazard involved. Let's just leave it at that. But again, great tires. So those are hopefully, those will be my training tire from now moving forward. But my wheels that I'm going to have on race day, my race wheels, are going to be Easton EC90 TT 90mm deep wheels. And these are tubular. I think I mentioned that before. Never changed a tubular before. I looked up a video about how to change a tubular. It looks fairly simple. We shall see. I don't know if these wheels are going to come with tires pre-attached or not, but we'll see. In any event, I wanted to mention brake pads really quickly. If you're using any wheels that are carbon fiber wheels, all carbon, because of the heat generated by carbon on brake pads, they require a different type of brake pad. You can't necessarily use rubber brake pads, traditional rubber brake pads, with carbon fiber wheels. You have to use either carbon fiber brake pads, which I think Zip, and I may be way off on the prices, so please excuse me, but I think Zip's, the brake pads that they sell, I think, are $60 for two. It may be $60 for four, and it may not be $60 at all, but I know that they're expensive for carbon fiber brake pads. But a great alternative that is just as durable, and even if they wear down a little bit quicker, which I don't think they do, than the carbon fiber, they're so much cheaper that you could buy like 10 pairs before you got on par with the price point of carbon fiber brake pads, is cork brake pads. So if you have carbon wheels and you're using carbon wheels, now granted, if you're using a clincher with a carbon wheel, chances are your wheel is carbon, but the very outside part of the rim is aluminum. In that case, of course, you can use rubber brake pads, but if they're all carbon fiber, you're going to generate a lot of heat and be heading for a little bit of brake pad failure, and you don't need that. But cork is the way to go. So cheap. Just Google, cork bicycle brake pads or something like that, and you should be able to find it. And so if the wheels I'm getting don't come with brake pads, then I will definitely be getting some cork brake pads. So I'll give you the blow-by-blow on all that. And I guess that's about it. Like I said before, please click on over to ironbrandon.com. Check out everything there is to see over there. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, info@ironbrandon.com. Or just follow me on Twitter, which you can see right here, twitter.com/ironbrandon. Give me a follow, let me know what's up. Say, hey, if you're racing the race, let's maybe try to have a little meetup in Louisville, either before or after the race or what have you. So thank you guys so much for watching. Get out there, get your body moving, and keep